Hello, and welcome to the majestic dining room. This is the beautiful forum for a historic first debate in the presidential campaign for the next president of the Jones household. Sitting to my left is candidate Avery, representing the Fix-It Party. Sitting to my right is candidate Jones, representing the Helping Party. Prior to this debate, we flipped a coin to determine who would call the flipping of the coin to determine who would get the first question. Gabe won that first coin toss. Subsequent to that coin toss, we flipped a coin to determine who would get the first question. Gabe called tails and was correct, and has elected to receive the first question. Although there is much enthusiasm and a fantastic crowd with us today, I ask that everybody please refrain from any applause or any noise during the debates, and after the debates are over, only when the debates are over, I ask then that you show your appreciation and give applause to both candidates. The rules of the debate are as follows. I am the moderator. I have come up with a list of questions. Tonight's debate will focus on domestic policy. I will be asking each of the candidates the question. They will have 1 minute to give a response. The other candidate will then have a minute to give a response, 30 seconds to give a response, 30 seconds to the original question, and then each will get a short and brief rebuttal. As I said earlier, Gabe will answer the first question, but let us begin with opening statements, and we will begin with candidate Gabriel.
I worked very hard to get here and vote so I hope I win. Vote for me.
Thank you, candidate Gabe. Candidate Avery, would you care to make an opening statement?
Yes. Well, I also worked hard, like Gabe said. Gabe did. But I'm mostly in it for the fun and to become president of the House, of course. And I just want to tell you, vote for me. Thank you.
Fascinating. We will be using the assistance of our 30-second timer here. This timer will indicate to the candidates. It will flash green through the majority of their time, and just before their 30 seconds are up, it will flash yellow, and then it will flash red, indicating that their time is expired. If the candidate has finished their answer prior to the expiration of the 30 seconds, I am then allowed to ask follow-up questions until their 30 seconds has fully expired. This applies only to the first time they answer a question. The rebuttals will be kept short and untimed. And now for my first question. Candidate Gabriel, given our hard economic times, what do you propose we should cut from our household budget in order to save money?
I think we need to go to closer. We need to spend less money on going places to, like Ruidoso on Christmas and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And is that the only place you plan on cutting the budget? Where else do you propose the Jones household can save money?
First, going to McDonald's.
Are we going to be going to McDonald's more under your administration?
We're going to stop going.
Thank you, candidate Gabe. Candidate Avery, I will now start your 30 seconds. Would you like for me to repeat the question?
Please.
Given our hard economic times, what do you propose we should cut from our household budget in order to save money? Your 30 seconds has begun.
Well, to really keep watch of people when they leave a room. Okay.
And what does that mean?
That way we can save electricity. That includes TVs. You have to turn TVs off and lights off when you leave a room. That way you'll save more money when you save more electricity. Also, I don't think we should go to many fast food places or fancy restaurants.
Thank you, Candidate Avery.
You're welcome.
Candidate Gabriel, as a quick rebuttal, it seems your opponent has usurped and taken your position on the reduction of fast food in McDonald's. Do you care to make a response?
What does that mean?
It seems she's copying your idea.
Ava!
Thank you. Candidate Avery, would you care to respond?
Well, first of all, I just want to say that Gabe did a good answer. I also think I did too.
Thank you. Now to our next question. You might want to go a little easy on the water, Candidate Gabriel.
Ava goes first.
Oh, that's right. This question to Candidate Avery. Question 2. Are you prepared, Candidate Avery?
Yeah.
Let me ask my question. What measures will you take to beautify our outdoor spaces here in the Jones household? Your time has begun.
I will maybe get someone to start mowing the lawn and to get somebody, well, 2 people, to start cleaning up almost like every 2 days. A week or maybe 2 weeks.
And would you propose to get these people from inside our family or somebody from outside?
Mostly inside. Oh, and when I say somebody should mow the
You may finish.
lawn, to mow the lawn, I mean like to mow the back and the front.
Fascinating. Candidate Gabriel, would you care for me to repeat the question?
Yes.
Okay. What measures, Candidate Gabriel, would you take to beautify our outdoor spaces?
I would get people, I would make a clean up the yard job, and people would pour compost out on the grass, and someone would mow the backyard to keep the stickers out of it, and the front yard.
Are there any other measures that you propose?
Mm-mm.
Very well thought out. In just a second. Avery, it seems to me that both of you put great importance on keeping the yard beautiful. Would you care to respond to any of the proposals that Candidate Gabriel has made?
Well, yes, I would. Well, what I noticed is Gabe just copied my plans. Yes, you did.
Gabriel, would you care to respond to that allegation?
First, Ava, I didn't copy your plans. I didn't copy your plans.
Fascinating. The third question will go to you, Candidate Gabriel. Are you ready?
Yes.
What do you propose should be done about the recent crime wave in the house, specifically children not following rules and fighting with each other?
Okay. What I would do is I would make more rules to stop people from fighting.
Mm-hmm. And what else would you propose?
Nothing else.
What types of rules would you be imposing?
Just like fighting rules. People fighting.
Thank you. Would you care for me to repeat the question, Candidate Avery?
Please.
Absolutely. What do you propose should be done about the recent crime wave in our house, specifically children not following rules and fighting with each other? Your time has begun.
Well, I think that maybe I should, get the 2 kids that are fighting, or more, to, stay away from each other for 30 minutes. Then they'll come back and have a talk with parents, or the president, and talk about them stop fighting and to follow the rules. Thank you.
Fascinating. Candidate Gabriel, your critics have leveled the accusation against you that your position on this crime wave was nothing with any specifics to it. There was no actual proposal in there other than you saying you wanted kids to stop fighting.
Well,
was there anything you wanted to add?
I wanted to add that I would, like, make a strike system, and if they got 3 strikes, I would,
Separate them?
make them go to bed early, both of them, and make them stay in the room for the rest of the day.
And do you have experience with such a strike system in your past? Candidate Avery, is there anything you would care to add to this?
Well, mostly nothing, but there is something. Gabe made a little lie there.
How so?
He was having a strike system, and he still is.
But my question is, was that strike system effective on changing his behavior?
Yes.
So isn't it true that his proposal has been proven effective?
Yes.
Thank you. Question 4, and we will begin with you, Candidate Avery. The question is, what laws would you put in place for the playroom, and how would you enforce them?
I would make sure that kids would start picking up their messes, and how I would do that is I would ask them if they cleaned up their mess, and if they say yes or if they say no, I'll still go check to make sure they're telling the truth. I would also make...
So you're proposing a strict compliance with much supervision, is that correct?
Yes.
Candidate Gabriel, the same question to you. Would you care for me to repeat it?
Yes.
What laws would you put in place under your administration for the playroom, and how would you enforce them?
I would put in a camera, and then you could watch it on the TV to see what they're doing.
So you're saying, stricter than Candidate Avery's proposal, you would actually keep 24-hour surveillance through those cameras on the playroom?
Yes.
Where are you going to get the resources to monitor such a system? Who's going to watch it?
Well...
You may answer.
Well, when someone's out there watching TV, sometimes, like every 10 minutes, we need to check.
Fascinating. Candidate Avery, you have heard this big brother type system that Gabe is going to put in place with surveillance systems throughout the playroom. Would you care to respond to that proposal?
Well, yes, I would. There's 2 things. One, I think it would be a little bit expensive to buy those cameras. And I was wondering, who would set up the system? And why, if they say yes, how would you know if they're telling the truth?
Thank you. Candidate Gabriel, and this will be the last question I ask tonight. Candidate Avery brings up a good point that you spoke in response to the first question about saving money in the household budget, and yet now you're talking about spending new money on cameras for the playroom. How do those 2 things work together?
Well, first, I think we already have a camera. And to make sure a person doesn't lie, I'll make sure it's one of the grown-ups.
Fascinating. This conducts the question portion of tonight's debate. I now will offer each candidate a few seconds for a closing statement, since Candidate Gabriel opened on the opening statements, we shall start with candidate Avery. Candidate Avery, would you care to look into the camera and make any closing statements?
Yes, I would. First, I just want to say that, okay, I hardly have anything.
Would you care to identify your party and ask people to vote for it?
Yes.
Look into the camera and do so.
Well, first I want to tell you something about my poster. I just want to read to you what it says. Okay. Fix-It Party. A fix that we can make. By Avery.
Fascinating. Candidate Gabriel, now is your opportunity for a brief closing statement. I ask that you look into the camera and give your closing statement to the constituents.
I want to tell you that still, I've worked very hard, and I don't care if I don't get voted for. And I don't care if we have to do what Ava says. And,
But what is the helping party going to offer the people of this house?
I don't know. But, and also I want to tell you what my sign says. Vote for me. And I'll change your life.
Fascinating. This concludes the first of the Jones House presidential debates. We will be holding a second debate over the Thanksgiving holiday, and now I would ask that everybody show their appreciation and applaud for these two candidates.